This ocean is spread with our bones, fed by our flesh, ripped off our thrones to be thrown to its depths, stripped with whips and our tongues taken out of our chests. Slavery broke our families, stole our lungs from our breath, from the hold of the ships to the chains on our necks. And they deemed us as property, only a check, and these docks and this city, they profited, yes. No, not just the South, not just in the U.S. So these warehouses filled with the fruits of our death, as the goods came and went, and our bodies were spent, and the merchants saw profits go up by percents, and the sugar came in, and the salt cod was sent. And when they could no longer own us, they shifted to rent. But though we were indentured, they could not prevent. I don't think they imagined the way we'd ascend, and that's why our culture's all over the net. We've created from nothing again and again. But a stroke of a pen or a cent of a bill, it can't erase centuries of them taking their fill. Look at Haiti, whose freedom they have punished until for centuries that blood has continued to spill. For the slave revolution, they'll never forgive. We've been held to the ground from here to Brazil. And oh God, did we build. We built Citadel Hill. Left on the rockiest lands that we tended with skill, we weren't meant to survive. They intended to kill. And we're still only here through our faith and our will, and still we can't rest. Still treated as guests. And still we are tested, street-checked and arrested. Still slave on the farms picking fruit unprotected, and the streets named for slave owners still uncorrected. You can't look in our face and say we're truly accepted. And our ancestors' dreams, unfulfilled and deferred. But we still believe freedom is more than a word, and we won't end our struggle on August the 1st, and we will not dry up in the sun. We won't burn, and there's power in our steps. We're done waiting our turn, but this still isn't freedom. Not yet. We have made it this far, but there's further to get. While you still cross the street because you think we're a threat, and you still send police to kick us out of our tents, and we still live in a world where black life is condemned. While our modern oppressors come round like their friends, and they offer us grants for our pressure to end, but we will not be bought, and our struggle won't sell, because we know we inherit generations of strength. Our great-great-grandmothers cradled their babies and wept, while the milk dried up in their breasts and their shoulders were bent, yet they still gave us life. We are here in their debt. And what we owe each other can only be felt. And that's why when we pass on the streets, we nod with our heads. And that's why when we're pressed, we will always protest. Just like the moon and the waves are a timeless duet, we are pulled by our history to never relent. But what you don't see is the love we still lend. We can't even say our lives matter without causing offense, and yet we're not broken and we will not bend. And every concession they tried to reject, freedom never was given. We crawled and we crept. For every inch we've progressed, there is so much still left. But emancipation still comes through the pain and the theft, but this still isn't freedom. Not yet. The destruction of Africville we can't forget, nor the graves where our bodies are buried unmarked, nor our elders' land titles exploited by sharks, not while children still hate that their skin tone is dark, not while children still doubt they could ever be smart, but the hope and dream of the slave still burns in our hearts, and our elders have carried us over this far. Until everyone's free, we still follow that star. Just like all of our people who died unremarked, because we are called, as the spiritual said. We're not meant to be here, we are meant to be dead, and so every day of our presence is blessed. And one day we'll be living our life at its best, but there's not one black life that will ever be left until we all stand together. We will not accept, because this still isn't freedom. Not yet. We have made it this far. There is further to get.